All right. All right. Hey guys, gonna wait a minute. Thanks for joining us today. We're gonna talk about how to build a strategy for EEAT to satisfy or make Google happy with our garage door service company's website. So I'm just gonna kind of babble here for a minute while we wait for people to sign on and join. Cool. I'm just gonna kind of go on. And you know, it's just been so challenging lately, and it's been great. Google is great. They've leveled the playing field for small businesses to be able to compete with larger businesses, to be able to kind of still have a presence in for your local community when they're searching for you or when they want to get information about our service. In this case, garage doors, but it doesn't really matter if we're a garage door company, if we're a pest control company, if we're a home remodeling company, or even a chiropractor or a veterinarian. Google weighs all of us the same, and the strategies are the same. And so when we're talking about ranking and organic search, and it doesn't really matter, the elements that we want to leverage are all going to be the same no matter what business we're in. Anyway, so we're going to unpack some things today. We're going to talk about what we'll talk about for the next 5 weeks. Today we'll just kind of hit kind of high level what we can do, and that the idea here is that we can take some actionable items for you. Right? This isn't about a sales pitch for me to kind of manage your website for you. We're going to talk about some things that you can do that will make a difference even today. All right, so we've given everybody kind of a minute. It's looking good. Got some people jumping in. Cool. So we are talking about Google's EEAT strategy and what it means for a garage door company. EEAT, now, it used to just be Google's EAT, and it was not about food, but it was their acronym for expertise, authority, and trust. And in December, they unveiled a new algorithm update, and I'm just going to show you what that is because it's kind of nuts. Let's see right here. I'm going to show you what this is. This is the update they did on December 15th. I mean, take a look at this. This is no small thing. This is a big. An update isn't just, hey, here's a couple of new things we have to do. This is them saying, all right, we've come out with the big guns, and you got to play ball or we're done. And so let me just kind of, all right, let me just jump over here. All right, so this is what they do. This is what they do to kind of let us know, hey, here's the new strategy that you guys need to play ball with in order to rank your websites organically. Okay, so I want to start with just kind of a quick story. I talk with new garage door companies or pest control companies, or basically your home service companies with a few healthcare people in the middle of that. Every day I'm talking to somebody new, and the story is kind of the same, right? When I say, what is your biggest challenge? What is it you want? And even in our Facebook page, when people have to answer the questions to join, what is your biggest challenge? Because I want to make content that is relevant to you and our users. So everybody says one of two things. One is we need recruiting and help, and the other is we need more clients and we need more customers, more leads. So this is the organic method that we're going to talk about, and what we can leverage to make a difference. That you can make a difference on your own web page right now. And that is satisfying the new algorithm update with EEAT. And the new E stands for experience, and how we're going to demonstrate experience, expertise, authority, and trust. So everybody kind of says the same thing. What I want is when people from my community jump online and Google garage door service near me, I want my webpage to show up. And that is great. We do. We all want that, right? But that's not a benign activity. It doesn't just happen on its own. either you need to invest some time into your website and be proactive about it, or you need to pay someone else to be proactive about it and invest their time into it. One of the cool things when I first started my business life, if you will, and then even when that was a brick and mortar shop, and then when I opened a home service business, we had yellow pages. That was the big way of getting leads and getting people in our world. The thing was, it was kind of easy. You spend a lot of money, but you didn't invest a lot of time or effort. Things have changed because now your Google business profile, or what we call the Maps listing, is your yellow pages ad. The thing is, it's free, so it doesn't cost a lot of money, but we have to invest a lot of time and effort and energy into it, or we just miss it. And unfortunately, because I talk to people every day and I'm looking at people's websites every day, the unfortunate reality is most of us just pay someone to build us a website, or we build a website and we just sort of leave it there to coast. And that is not how Google works. Google tends to reward companies that use their service, use their product. And that means we have to do something with it on the daily, or at least at a minimum on the weekly. We have to use their service. Now, it could be a lot of things, and we're going to talk about that. But one of the easiest is to use their Maps application. And we'll talk about that kind of going forward. So anyway, EEAT, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. I can't say that enough. As someone who works in the SEO space every single day, this acronym of EEAT is baked into our culture. We talk about it all the time. We need to satisfy it. Now, what is it? It is not a ranking factor. It's got largely to do with the user experience. And I want to talk about the user experience. Most of the time, many of us feel like if someone goes to our website or they reach out to us as a lead, we view them as our customer, our lead. We've kind of worked to get that. Now, we need to understand things from Google's standpoint, right? Google views their users as their customers. And those of us that have websites that we want to do business in the Google platform, Google says, look, these are our customers, and we need to have confidence and trust in you and your information and your content and your service, your website. We have to have enough confidence and trust in you to put you in front of our customers. And we need to have that perspective. How do we win the day with Google to earn the right and privilege to take care of their customers? Now that's oftentimes a mind shift, a perspective change. We need to view how we build our website, how we communicate with our people, how those leads or those people can get in touch with us. And that's why in some cases, specifically in garage doors, Google has made their certification so extreme and so hard. Or if we use the Google guaranteed listings, we have a lot of hoops to jump through for that. And that's because Google is saying, look, we are only going to put the best and the highest qualified businesses in front of our customers. And that's just how it is. They're the biggest player on the playground, and we need to work with that. So these four elements are part of the search quality rater guidelines. And that's largely kind of the algorithm. They do a rating of your page quality, and they do it frequently. And that's why we have to continuously work at updating and upgrading our page's quality. Now, let's kind of jump to. I'm just going to give kind of a little bit of a brief description of each of these. So experience, the first E in the EEAT, is Google business profile posting and managing your listing. Now we're going to deep dive into this next week. We're going to unpack this one on Monday next week. I'm only going to take 5 minutes, so we're not going to get off into the weeds, but we're going to talk about the basic elements, the fundamentals of managing your Google business profile postings and listings. This is largely called the Maps listing. It used to be called Google My Business. Now they've changed it to Google Business Profile and the Maps listing. And this is how we win the day and get up in that 3-pack, right? So you need to make sure that you have a messenger widget on your business profile. And then when somebody clicks on it, somehow they need to be responded to or replied to quickly. When people click the call button, somebody needs to answer that call. You need to be constantly, I say constantly, not every single day, but at least twice a week. You need to update your hours, your for holiday hours, or if you're taking time off, give some kind of an explanation. Your Q&A, that's something you can jump on today. Put your most common question with the most common answer up there. Put some photos up there, and photos need to include people. They need to be facing the camera. They need to be organic photos. Don't just go to some free pics or anything like that and just kind of put some photos on there thinking you're going to play, you're playing along. Don't do that. It needs to be local photos, local people, your employees, and organic photos. This is important. Okay, so then we're going to end that with customer reviews. And I will talk about that till the end of time or until Google doesn't care about that, which will probably never happen. You need to be getting customer reviews, and we'll talk about more of that here in a second. Expertise, that is local service pages and blog posts, okay? So that is your local service area pages and your services page. Now, I'm going to be honest, I see a lot of websites, and most of us don't want to go through the effort of building a local service area page for each of our areas. I see one page that has over 50 listings on it, 50 service areas on it. And that's fine. You think you're communicating to the world out there that we come to your area. That's fine. But that's not what Google's looking for to rank you or to have confidence and trust in you. They want to see one page for each area you service. Now, that could be tedious and expensive to do that for 50 areas. So pick the 5 areas you want to dominate, you want to own, and put unique content for each of those areas on there. And you'll see yourself really start to climb quickly. The same thing with your services page. Not just one page with a big list of here's everything we do. Put on there, have a page for each one of your services and put 4 or 5 paragraphs for that service and what that means. This is how we're going to impress that algorithm or the web crawler that's looking for websites to trust. All right, and then blog posts, unique content. I want to talk about that just for a minute. We have a client who we kind of adopted his web page, right? We didn't build him a new one. He'd spent big money on his web page, and I liked it. It looked okay in the beginning, but we got, within that first month, we got some real good traction, some good progress, got some ranking, but we weren't really moving beyond that point. And we needed to do some blog posts, and I talked with him about content and where he was going to get content and how he was going to write it. And he kind of said something that was really not good. He goes, well, can't we just copy and paste somebody else's content? Record scratch. That's not okay. Google's artificial intelligence, or their web crawler, if you will, or their ability to see who's cheating the system is getting extremely sophisticated. So we found out that almost all the content that he had taken, that he had put on his website, was taken from other websites because he just wanted it to be easy. That is no longer something that's going to fly. That's just not going to work. Write it yourself. Write it from the standpoint of an expert. Make sure that the content, even if the subject matter is on a lot of websites or nearly everyone's website, if it's written in your language from your perspective, then it's going to be unique to everyone else's web page, and this is what's going to make Google like it. All right, so that's just enough about expertise. Authoritativeness, local links, okay? You need to be an authority in your community, in your market. You need to be the go-to company. So you need to have a listing on Yelp. You need to have a listing on your Facebook page. You need to have a listing on your local chamber of commerce. You need to have a listing, Another really cool way, it's very authentic, very genuine way of getting local links is when you sponsor a local event. You're going to be able to get a link on a listing on their page. So let's just say, the local soccer team, kids events are perfect. High school events, you do what you can to get some sponsorship so that you can get links on their pages in your community, and that directs traffic back. Google's able to find out where your links are, and so they will just go, hey, look at this, man. This team, this company is all over town. Everybody's talking about them. Everybody's linking back to them. And all of a sudden, you have the trust that you're after. And then the last thing is trustworthiness. We get trust by all of these things coming together. We get trust from our community. We get trust from the platform. In this case, we're talking about Google. But the quickest way, this is the quickest way for you to get a dub today, is to start adding reviews. Add those reviews. And there's a lot of ways of going after those reviews. Please be legitimate. There are ways of cheating that system. It doesn't work when someone has 300 reviews that are all 5 stars and all basically say the same thing, because the web crawler is going to recognize right away that you've subscribed to one of those cheater systems. And people recognize that too. When you have 300, 400 reviews that you didn't reply to, and they're all 5 stars, they're all perfect 5 stars, and they all happened in the last 2 months, people recognize that. And people, their radar goes up as far as, or their alarm goes off, realizing this isn't real. But if you have a 4.3 rating, this shows that you're real, right? If you've gone in and replied in a timely manner to your customers' reviews, and that means within 3 days, do that within 3 days. If somebody, even if it's a negative review, reply. This is, again, how we're showing Google that we're using their platform. We're encouraging people to leave us reviews, and we are getting on and replying to those reviews. That's so important. If there is anything that I could say to you, the 2 things that you could do that would actually make a difference in your web presence, that would be good, unique content on your blog posts and getting reviews. You work on those 2 things, you'll shock yourself how in 30 and 60 days, the difference that it'll make. Anyway, so back to it. EEAT, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. Guys, take advantage of that. Dive into it. Do some of your own homework and see where you can make a difference. We're going to talk about one of these each week. It's going to be about 5 minutes. I don't like to get off into the weeds. All of you have been approached by some SEO company somewhere that they've got some dark secret thing that's going to get you ranked in 30 days. You know what? There are things that make a short-term difference. These are often a short-term play. That's not something we participate in. We default to the fundamentals. We know what works. We know what's worked over time. And I'm never going to talk to you about doing something that would get us all in trouble. So we don't get off into the weeds. We're just going to talk about the basics and some fundamentals that you can do and you can take and put into work. So that's why we're spacing it out. We're going to do this every Monday for about the next 4 weeks. That way you can kind of process. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I'll give you some, my perspective and some of my recommendations. But that way you can take a week to kind of put some of these into play. And at the end, you'll have a very good understanding of what you can be doing to enhance the user experience. We're going to talk about that some more too. That's something that Google has doubled down on, is not just the technicalities of satisfying, but you're going to be able to just, oh wait, my computer just kind of blacked out on me. Okay. Sorry for rambling there. You're going to be able to put these things into place, make a difference for you, and you're going to get your phone ringing more. You're going to have more confidence from your clients or your leads. They're going to trust you and what you have to say more. Anyway, okay. I'm going to bail out. Have a great Monday. Take a look at these elements and realize that the user experience is where it's at. And it's not just the technicalities of what you can put on your page and, or pay someone to put on your page and set it and forget it. It's not that way anymore. Anyway, have a good one. Talk to you guys next week.